So today, Mia is going to lead a session talking about smoothies. So you guys are more than welcome to follow along and make the smoothie alongside with Mia. Otherwise, you can just follow along, print out the recipes, and I will send the slides out at the end too, so you guys are able to view the PowerPoint slides. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to ask for questions at the end. So if you could please just refrain from unmuting during the presentation, that would be great. And then Mia will get to your questions at the end. I spotlighted her video here, so you should all be able to see. If you set your view to speaker view, the PowerPoint and Mia's video will appear nice and big on the screen. As always, I will be monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions or concerns, just type it in the chat and I will get to that. All right, Mia, thank you so much for being with us. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hi, athletes. How's everyone doing today? I'm so excited to be presenting on smoothie making. It's going to be a really fun session. We're going to talk a little bit about the nutrients involved in different smoothies and the benefits of them and whatnot. And then we're going to go right into making different smoothies from the recipes that were sent out in PDFs. So let's get started. Okay, so right here, I have listed some essential smoothie components that you will typically see when you are creating your own smoothie. So these include some of the food groups that we were talking about last week, like fruits, dairy, protein, vegetables, and sometimes grains. I put sometimes because the grains don't typically go in the smoothies, but sometimes we'll put stuff like a little bit of granola on top of it if it's a little thicker, and maybe we eat it with a spoon instead, and it would be like a smoothie bowl. So that's always fun. Okay, and then along with those different food groups that we just discussed, there are important nutrients found within those food groups. So a few to highlight include fiber, which is found in fruits, vegetables, and seeds. And fiber is important for helping to aid in better digestion and increases the feelings of fullness. So what this means is that when anything with fiber in it, it's going to help you to feel fuller, which is definitely a great thing, because when we're picking a snack, we want the snack to be filling us up with lots of energy and making us feel good. And then in terms of digestion, fiber is also great in aiding in better digestion. So food is able to move easily through our stomachs, and it's not going to make us feel bloated or in pain or whatnot. So then the next important nutrient that I have highlighted here is protein. And protein is found in nuts, nut butters, and yogurts. And with protein, it's always an essential thing to have in meals and snacks because, again, it is another nutrient that increases fullness. So with protein, things like nuts for like almonds or peanuts are commonly used, and then nut butters may include things like almond butter or peanut butter, which in the smoothies we have today, we're actually going to be using both of them in 2 different smoothies. And then with yogurt, especially if you're using Greek yogurt, which is usually thicker, it has a lot of protein in it as well, which can serve to keep you fuller longer. So then the next nutrient is healthy fats. And healthy fats are found in avocados and different seeds like flax seeds or your chia seeds. I'm not sure if you guys know what the flax seeds or chia seeds are, but they're, they have a lot of healthy fat in them. And again, with the healthy fats, they also help to increase feelings of fullness. So a big trend with kind of what we're talking about with these different nutrients, the fiber, the protein, and the healthy fats, is that they're all increasing feelings of fullness. And what's really important just in terms of fullness level and when you're picking snacks, the more nutrients that increase your fullness, the more helpful it is so that you can just have more energy through the foods that you're choosing.
Hello, Renzo.
And then
Hello.
And then so the last nutrient is calcium. And calcium is found in dairy products and
Please
dark
Google Meet for
greens.
School Renzo.
So with calcium, it helps circulate blood, it moves muscles, and builds strong bones. So all great things to help the body move itself. Yeah, Dylan, like frozen yogurt with berries. That's great. Okay, let's see. So with this, I wanted to highlight something kind of important to distinguish homemade smoothies versus smoothies you might get when you're just out somewhere. There's different smoothie places. I actually used to work for one. It's called Smoothie King. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that before, but that would be considered a retail smoothie, which means you're buying the smoothie in its entirety rather than making that from scratch. So the reason that I'm highlighting the both of these is because there's a lot of differences to be aware of and to just pay attention to, and reasons why making your own smoothie might have more benefits than just buying the smoothie as a whole. So just with the homemade smoothies, there's more flexibility with the ingredients used in them because you're able to pick whatever ingredients you want. And a lot of times you're able to pick more natural ingredients. So with natural ingredients, that's like fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and things like that. And you can also choose how much of the ingredient is put into it. So oftentimes homemade smoothies are lower in sugar or they're made with more natural sugars. Then on the flip side, with the retail smoothies, there's less flexibility with the ingredients because a lot of the ingredients that these places use have added sugars already in the food items, like the different fruits and whatnot. They may come in syrups. And with adding more sugar into smoothies, it drives up the calorie count. So that means that with more sugar in it, typically those smoothies are going to be higher in calories. And some of those calories may be a little unnecessary when you can just get that sugar from more natural sources, from just sweetened fruits and whatnot. So to go along with that, I had put in for this session a little sheet for like tips and recommendations for making smoothies more nutrient dense. Has anyone ever heard of the term nutrient dense? If you look here, it says that nutrient dense foods are foods that have a high vitamin and mineral content that will leave you feeling fuller longer. So there's this big idea that and theme that I'm trying to convey today about nutrient dense foods and foods that have a lot of really important nutrients in them and how they correlate with helping to make you feel fuller longer, which will help to give you more energy and will be more useful in when you pick the snack or meal that you're trying to create. In this case with smoothies, it most likely will be a snack. Sometimes you can make it a meal as well, depending on the ingredients you choose. So here are some tips for just some switches and swap outs with some of the ingredients that are commonly used in smoothies. So switching from regular yogurt to Greek yogurt increases the amount of protein, and it also decreases the amount of added sugar. So when you increase the amount of protein, it increases how full you're going to feel. And then with the added sugar being lower, it kind of decreases that calorie amount and how much sugar is going into your body, which can be beneficial for many reasons. And then if we look at the next one, it's switching from cow's milk to almond milk. So as we talked about last week, if we remember, cow's milk comes from an animal, and then almond milk is plant-based, meaning that it's not made from an animal source. So with almond milk, it has less fat and it has a fourth of the calories, but it still has a lot of those nutrients because it's fortified with them. So, and with fortification, it means that those nutrients are added through man-made processes. So then with honey, sometimes that's commonly used to sweeten different smoothies. A lot of times, like something I can think of is like if you made a chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie, you might add a little honey in that as well. Things to kind of think about with the honey is that you can make easy switches with it. For here, I have the example of dates. Has anybody heard of dates and what they are?
Yes, I have heard of those things.
Yeah, so dates are actually like they're little like brown, almost they look like like big raisins, but they're very, very sweet naturally. They're a fruit. But the difference between honey and dates is that dates have more fiber, calcium, and potassium, which are all different vitamins and or they're all different minerals and different nutrients that provide us energy for different reasons, which have more health benefits than what honey would have alone. But what's great about dates is that there's still just as much sugar in them and it still gives you that sweetness. Switching from honey to dates is just one example. There are other ways to do so to make your smoothies a little bit sweeter. Something that's commonly used also would be like something like adding a very ripe banana. If you let bananas sit for a very long time, they get very brown, but they're really, really good for sweetness factors. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so now I want to talk about a little bit with balance. So smoothies are a great option for getting lots of nutrients into your day in a quick drink because you can add to so many different things, as you'll see in a little bit when we add these different ingredients from different food groups and whatnot. But I think something to be aware of and to just focus on is to make sure that we are paying attention to Fit 5. If we all remember Fit 5 in terms of nutrition, it means getting in 5 different fruits and 5 different vegetables into our day. As much as we could probably do that with one smoothie, it is also important for us to be getting those vegetables and fruits into our diet through other means. And this might look like adding it to our meals, like how when we made our plates last week, we had the 5 different food groups on our plate to create a well-balanced, varietized plate. So just something to keep in mind with smoothies is that they are a great option for this, but again, they're not the only option. And there are tons of ways to enjoy fruits and vegetables in your diet every single day, not just from blending them, but of course, blending them is also a fun way to incorporate them. Alrighty, I'm just taking a look at the chat because I've just kind of been breezing through. And I'm seeing that some people have noticed what dates are. That's great. Wow, Jenny, that looks like a wonderful breakfast with a frozen banana and peanut butter. The carnation, I've heard of that, the smoothies, it makes it very easy. Tina, you're asking, can you make a lactate and date smoothie? Of course you can. So lactate milk is, again, an alternative for people who are lactose intolerant. So it would technically be considered like a alternative milk. So yeah, you can do that. And then Robert, you're asking how much honey in smoothies. There's really not an amount per se. A lot of recipes that I've seen personally is about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons, depending on how many servings that smoothie is going to serve.
So it's not like
yeah,
that's not that many like honey into like smoothies.
Yeah, for honey and smoothies. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're making because some smoothies don't call for honey, but if you were to add it, typically the amounts that I've seen is about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. If you want me, when we go into the kitchen, I can show you the different measurements because we're going to be working with tablespoons actually. So I'll go through all of that. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, people said they like dates. Yeah, I definitely like dates too. Strawberry smoothies. We are going to have some strawberries in one of the smoothies that we make today. And the Chobani yogurt is a form of Greek yogurt and it is absolutely delicious. These are all great suggestions and comments. I really appreciate everyone chiming in and telling me about things that they've done with smoothies. It's really great to hear. Okay, so I moved pretty quickly into that because I wanted to take a lot of time to be able to do this demo today. I'm very, very excited for us to be able to create some smoothies together and just have fun in the kitchen. I think it's a great way to get our hands, do something hands-on and to learn about the different nutrients and enjoy some smoothies. So with the smoothie demo for today, we are looking to do 3 different smoothies. I kind of wanted to know if there was one out of these 3. So the first one's a chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie. The second one's a spinach berry smoothie. And the last one is a cauliflower avocado blueberry smoothie. Is there one that everyone kind of wants to definitely see over the others? I think we'll have time to get to all of them, but just in case we're running short on time, I want to make sure that I'm able to do the one that everyone really wants to see. So if you could just write in the chat which one you want to be demoed first, just to give an idea for me, that would be helpful. The chocolate peanut butter, someone said, Rebecca said that. Chocolate peanut butter, okay.
Yes.
Anyone else have any thoughts? Okay. All right, it looks like everyone wants me to do the chocolate peanut butter one first. And then obviously we could do the other ones too if we have time. But so just to give you a little background on what these smoothies have incorporated in them, this is the recipe for the chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie. And with this, you can pull up this recipe from the PDF when you go on to like where you've registered. Amelia, I don't know if like there is a way to put like a link if people don't have it in, like already have their recipe, just in case they're looking to follow along.
If you want to leave it up, I can just make your picture a little bit bigger.
Okay, whatever's easiest. Yeah, because I'm just gonna probably, when I go in there, just hold up the ingredients and whatnot so everyone can see whatever's easiest to do.
Okay. Yeah, if you leave your slides like this, that's perfect.
So this,
okay, great.
Is this like the ingredients for the chocolate and banana smoothies?
Yes, yeah, this is going to be the first one that we do. So with the ingredients, it's a frozen banana. It's 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1/3 cup of riced cauliflower, and half a cup of milk. It's either plant-based or regular. And then the directions are to just put them all in one blender and then blend it up until it's nice and smooth. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
So we could, so I could put like frozen bananas in there?
Yeah, of course, if you have that. And obviously, if you don't have some of these ingredients, it's perfectly okay to leave them out. I think the things that are most important to have in it is probably like the banana, peanut butter, and the milk, just because they'll make it easier to blend and it'll be nice and smooth. But you're able to do whatever modifications work for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the time right now to move my computer into the kitchen now. So I'm just gonna take a moment to do that, and then we'll get started with the demo. Okay. All righty. So before I start, I just want to make sure everyone can see me and the different things. I'm gonna wash my hands. If anyone is making their smoothies, take a moment to wash your hands. It's really, really important to make sure you're not leaving any germs on your hands before you start touching food. Just a good sanitation tip in general. Okay, so I'm going to go through the different ingredients, and as I put them in the blender, just so we can kind of go through what each ingredient, like what food group it's part of, and then, you know, just kind of like how it will have some benefit to it. I'm going to grab the frozen ingredients out of the freezer, so just give me one moment. Okay, so here is my blender. I'm using Magic Bullet today.
Mia, can you hear me?
Yes.
Do you want to stop sharing your screen so they can see what you're doing?
Yeah, I was going to stop sharing it, but just because of the recipe, but I don't know if it's, I can stop sharing it if that makes it easier. Let's see. Okay. Okay, can everyone see me? See the cup we're holding it? All right, so I'm using the Magic Bullets today. I'm gonna start with the banana. So I took some bananas and put them into little chunks, and I put them in the freezer so they'd be nice and cold. You can use a regular banana. It doesn't have to be frozen, but it does make it nice and cold. And that's kind of a nice feature of smoothies, is they're typically refreshing because they're cold. Okay, so got about 2 of these, maybe one more for the half that we're doing. So it's half a banana. And this is acting as our fruit for the smoothie. So that's our fruit group. Then if we look at the next ingredient, it's peanut butter. I'm just using normal Skippy. You can use really any type of peanut butter that you have. Some have less sugar in them, some have more, but this is what we got in my house, so that's what we're gonna use today. So with this, I'm gonna take the tablespoon, and this is what a tablespoon looks like. Robert, you're kind of asking about it. So I'm doing roughly 2 tablespoons with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a little thing to, and I'm just gonna put it right in the blender. There's not an order for which ingredients go in. I'm just going down the list though, because it's easiest to do that.
Okay.
So I'm doing 2 tablespoons of that. And again, if you are able to see the PDF that went with this session today, you can have access to all of the different smoothie recipes, that including the chocolate peanut butter banana one that we're doing right now. All right, so we have the 2 tablespoons of peanut butter in here. And if we look at the next one, it says that there's a tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder. So I'm using just the Hershey's one. And I'm gonna put a tablespoon of that in there. If you don't have actual tablespoon measurements, a big spoon like this counts also as a roughly about a tablespoon too. So I'm gonna do that just because the other one was used for peanut butter. You don't wanna mix and match. Okay, so now we have the cocoa powder in. And now for a kind of funky ingredient. Oh, and to go back with the peanut butter is a nut butter, which does serve as a protein source. So that's where we're getting our protein from in this smoothie. So the next ingredient that we have in here is a little bit unusual and not really typically seen, but it is a very easy way to get a vegetable into smoothies. And that is through using something like riced cauliflower. So cauliflower doesn't really have too strong of a taste. And it also isn't, it's white, so it doesn't change the color of things. So we're gonna use about 1/3 of a cup of it just to add in a vegetable. It's a simple way to add in a vegetable. Again, if you are not into adding the vegetable in here, you don't have to add it. It's just, this is another way to get more nutrients into the smoothie. Okay, so this was 1/3 a cup, just like that. And I just put it into this. So you can see all the different ingredients in here. The cauliflower serves as our veggie.
It's like a big jumble.
Yeah, it does look a little bit all jumbled, but once it blends, it's gonna be all smooth and all combined, and it's gonna
Like
look yummy.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
I mean, peanut butter can be creamy and smooth and nutty and bumpy.
Yeah, depending on if you get the creamy kind or if you have chunky peanut butter with the different peanut chunks in it. So then the last ingredient for the smoothie is going to be 1/2 cup of milk. So for me, I really like this milk. It's a almond milk, Califia Farms almond milk. I think it's really smooth and tastes really good. So that's what I'm going to be working with today. But again, you can use regular cow's milk if you have that. Maybe you like soy milk. Someone mentioned lactate milk. You can really use any type of milk. This is just kind of going to be a combining agent. And in terms of a food group, milk falls under dairy. And for this one, it is a plant-based alternative dairy. So I'm going to do 1/2 cup of that because that's what this calls for. Okay. So getting our thing in. Now it looks like this with all the milk in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to a little bit, yeah, with the different colors and stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to put the top on, and it's going to be a little bit loud because we're going to be doing some blending. But again, with the directions, if you're able to see them on the thing, you want to blend this for as long as it takes for it to all be combined. If it's still got little lumps in it and whatnot, you can blend it for longer. There's really not a set time for that to be going on. So that's like the easiest way to do it. Okay. Sometimes what I do is I'll take it out and kind of shake it around to see if I feel any lumps or whatnot in it. It looks pretty good, so I'm gonna open it up, and I have a glass here. I don't know if any of you were able to make it, but just because of all of the different ingredients like the banana and the peanut butter in it, it made it really, really thick. I don't know if anyone can see how
It's just like
thick it
peanut
looks.
butter.
Yeah, kind of. It's nice and thick. It's almost so thick that it looks like, has anyone ever had like a Wendy's Frosty before? It's almost like a healthy version of
No,
that.
I never went to Wendy's.
Yes.
No? Yeah, it almost looks like a chocolate Frosty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
If you don't have frozen,
Alrighty, so
if you don't have a frozen banana, can you use fresh banana too as well?
of course you can use frozen or fresh. The frozen banana, the purpose of it is just to make it colder. What you can do if you don't have a frozen banana is if you want to add a little ice in it just to make it cold, that won't change the taste of it at all. So you could do that, Mark.
And also,
Yeah.
I would need the recipe for it too.
Yeah, so there is a PDF, and I'm not sure if Amelia can put a link to it in the chat. I don't know what the easiest way is. I can also go back to the slides on it. I was just more so coming on to just be able, so you could see full screen what I was doing in the kitchen with the different things.
If I can send to my email, that'd be great.
Okay, I'm sure it can get sent to your email at the end of the session. I'm sure Amelia has some way of working that out. I know that everyone does have access to it from the presentation link itself. If you go into the total body challenge where you signed up, I think that's where
Okay,
it is.
I'll log there and see if I can find it.
Okay, Mark, also, if you go into the chat, Amelia
Yeah.
just put the link to the recipes in there. So if you press on the chat and then click that blue link, you should be able to see it as well. Just, oh, you're muted, Mark. I don't know if you can unmute.
The one in the middle, right?
Yeah, the one in the middle next to the heads with the participants,
I
it
see
says
it.
chat, and then you press on that, and then it's a link. It's in blue.
Okay, all in blue. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully you're able, for anyone who needs to access it, you could look at the link and it should be there. But this one is the chocolate peanut butter banana one. So that's what that one looks like.
And check it out.
Oh, very nice, Steven. That's awesome. How does it taste?
Yep, it's so good. I can really taste the peanut butter.
Oh, that's great. Do you like peanut butter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Not
really
peanut
great.
butter.
Banana, nice cauliflower,
If you have cocoa powder, what else can you use?
cocoa powder.
You could use, I mean, technically you could use chocolate chips. It will add sugar to it, but that's totally up to you. There's also something called cacao nibs. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. That's like they almost look like bits of pieces of chocolate, but they're unsweetened as well, kind of like the cocoa
I know,
powder.
I know Overton
And
has
also put
sugar on it.
cream on top.
Yeah, for sure. So we're at about 4:30 right now, and I just want to know if we want to do another demo for a different smoothie. The other two that we have here is a spinach berry smoothie or a cauliflower avocado blueberry smoothie. Does anyone have any suggestions of what they want to do, or would it be more beneficial to just kind of sit back down and chat? It's up to you. Okay, spinach berry?
Yeah, we
Hey,
can
Miss
do.
Mia.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, Nick.
Yeah.
Like, can you put like chocolate chips in it in a chocolate peanut butter smoothie?
Yeah, if you want to, you totally can do that. It's
Alright.
just with chocolate chips, they usually do have added sugar in them. So if you're looking for something that has a little less sugar and has just more health benefits, you probably wouldn't choose to use chocolate chips. But if it's a snack that you want to be sweet, of course, go ahead and use the chocolate chips.
Right. Also, are we making like chocolate peanut butter banana smoothie today?
We just did it. Here, I'll show you what it looks like right now. I don't know if you were on the call until now, but Amelia put the link up in the chat. So if you want to take a look at what the ingredients are and how to make it, you can look at it from the chat. It's a PDF.
That's really healthy.
Yeah, no, it definitely has a lot of health benefits in it. I think people said that they wanted me to do the spinach berry one, so I'm gonna do that one.
Yeah, we could do
Just
spinach berry.
okay, so with the spinach berry one, again, we gotta use banana. So I have the rest of my frozen banana in here. The banana is, again, one of the fruits in it. It's not the only fruit for this one. But with that, we also have frozen berries. If you have fresh berries, you can use those as well. I'm using just a pack of assorted frozen berries. And for that, it is looking like a full cup. Uh-oh. Okay. So this, do full cup of that for the berries. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like with the banana and the berries in it. Those are both fruits. They're gonna make it nice and sweet, and they're also gonna give it a lot of color. So then what the next one is Greek yogurt. So I am using vanilla Greek yogurt just because I like a little bit more sweetness, but you can use any type of yogurt you want, and you can also use plain or vanilla. You can use other ones too, but I feel like they are the most like neutral flavors that like blend well with what ingredients we have here today with this smoothie in particular. So I'm just doing the half a cup for it. Yeah, it's a half a cup if you're following along. So half a cup goes in. All right. So with the yogurt, we have berries, banana, and yogurt. The yogurt is the dairy for this. So it's a great way to get another food group into it with having it blend it smoother and whatnot. So then we have some baby spinach, which I already have out here. It kind of looks like this. Just put a little bit of that. Sometimes you have to, you might have to chop it if there's not as much room. I'm just gonna stuff it in here. It kind of looks, it's very filled at this point, but it's gonna be really good. And then we have one last ingredient. I realized I did not get it out, but it's orange juice. Orange juice is gonna add a little bit of sweetness into it, and it's also gonna make it able to become a smoothie, like a drink consistency, because it's gonna be more liquid based. All right. So with this, we'll just pour this in, and I'm gonna use the same blade, so I'm gonna rinse it off. Dry it a little bit. And then again, we're gonna just do the same process. When we have all of our ingredients in, we can just put the cap on and then blend it until it's everything is incorporated and there's no lumps in it at all. So if everyone's following along, this is what mine looks like. It's got the berries and banana at the bottom, the yogurt, the spinach, and then you could kind of see the orange juice with the spinach. So just hang on just a second. We're having some smoothie difficulties with this blender.
Excuse me.
Just be a moment. It's a little loud.
Can you use a mixer? If you don't have that thing you had, can you use
Sorry,
I said, can you use a mix? Okay.
Okay, so this is what it's looking like now. It's kind of like a pinkish color because of all the berries. Mark, go ahead and say what you were saying before. I'm sorry, I was a little
If you
loud.
don't have that machine, can you use a regular mixer?
You do need to use.
I mean, a blender. I mean.
Yes, you can use a regular blender. This one is just what I have on hand, but I do like have a regular blender as well. Whatever is easiest for you.
Okay.
This
thank
one's,
you.
of course, yeah. So this one's kind of pink, which is completely different from the peanut butter chocolate banana one. So they're all different colors and they're really pretty and they have different flavors too. So I'm gonna put this one in a glass as well. I'm gonna have lots of extra smoothie to drink. Maybe I'll ask if anyone else wants some. Okay, so this is just about, this one's also pretty thick too. So again, to make it, so as a tip with smoothies, if you want
It
it to
almost
be
kind of
less-
looks like marmalade.
Yeah, you think? So a tip to make smoothies a little bit less thick, if you want them to be more liquidy, just add whatever kind of liquid you were using. So for this one, you'd add more almond milk, and then for this one, you add more orange juice. Just a little tip for it. But yeah, that's our smoothie making. So we have a little bit of time. I want to open it up to a discussion or any questions or comments about the smoothies we made today and stuff we talked about. Does anybody have anything they want to say?
I think I like that chocolate smoothie.
Yeah,
Same
did you-
here, because it had peanut butter in it that goes perfect to my sandwich. Well, not the whole smoothie thing, just the peanut butter.
Oh, very nice. Do you like peanut butter?
Oh, I adore peanut butter. I mean, I
Yeah,
never had
great.
peanut butter since I was little.
Huh, very nice. Yeah, no, the chocolate peanut butter one is like my go-to if I'm looking for something that's kind of chocolatey and has like that sweetness that's more chocolate based. But yeah, it's definitely a good option. Was anybody able to try it? I saw that Steven had made one. Did anybody else make one, like either the berry one or a chocolate one? Let me check the chat also. Okay, so I'm kind of seeing that people are drinking theirs right now. That's awesome. Nice, Jenny. I see that you did the chocolate one. That's cool. Yeah, Aditya, the strawberries for the smoothie with this one, it does have strawberries in it, and I did mixed berries for just the purposes of getting different berries in it. But if you just wanted to do strawberries and banana with the spinach, that's totally fine too. What's really cool about smoothies is that you don't have to go by the book with the recipes. If you like a certain fruit or a certain vegetable, you can most certainly add that instead of having whatever the recipe calls for. That's what's cool. It's very flexible, and you can kind of make them your own. That's what's cool about creating them. And then Brandon, you were asking if adding oats or granola to them. So with that, what I usually do, I do not have granola on me, but what I would usually do is I'd sprinkle a little bit of granola on top of it. And if it's thick, I might eat it with a spoon and then have it like with granola, kind of like how you might have like a parfait with granola at the top of it. That's just something that you could try to do. But yeah, these are all great comments. I really hope that everyone has enjoyed being able to get to see what types of smoothies they can make. And I would love to see, if you guys had pictures of smoothies that you made, if you sent them into Amelia or something, just so we could see what your creations are. It would be very cool to get to see that. Yeah, of course, Jenny, you're welcome. Yeah, Robert, you could try it whenever. That's awesome if you're able to have the chance to try it today. You
Yeah,
have to let me know how it is.
yeah, I'm gonna be getting the ingredients, and then I'll just put it into the blender, and then I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think you probably have Amelia's contact information, but you could send it to Amelia and she'll get it to me and I'll be able to see
Yeah.
it and I'll comment on it and be able to see how great it looks.
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting to the end of the session, and I just want to take the time to thank all of you so much for letting me come on and do these sessions. It's been so amazing to get to meet all of you and to have you actively engage in the sessions and talk to me about your thoughts with nutrition and different topics relating to what we were discussing. So thank you so, so much. It's been a pleasure being able to work with all of you and to just get to know you better.
Thank you, Mia. That was wonderful.
Thank
And I
you.
hope that you all try a
Thank you.
smoothie.
Bye.
For those of you that are participating in the Total Body Challenge, I'm going to give you all today's code word, which is BLEND, BLEND, blend. Thanks again, Mia, and thank you, Karen, for being on the call. I hope you all have a great night.
We'll see you at 5.
You at
Bye,
5,
everyone. Have
guys.
a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.